This is our stomping ground,
where we lead, innovate, and transform.
Where we invest in a future that invests in us.
When things get hard, we go harder.
When others back down, we take charge.
We are driven, devoted difference makers.
We know what it means to stand out from the rest of the pack.
We don't just put in the work, we're made for it.
We are Mules and Jennies.
Welcome to our stomping ground.
Hello, I'm Brad Haydank, and welcome to Thriving Through Sports, the game show. In this show, students from the University of Central Missouri's Thrive program will go head-to-head in the switch sports game of bowling. This is Thriving Through Sports, the game show. To kick it off today, it's time to meet our contestants. Let's meet contestant number 1. So, Gabe, in that video, we learned that the flex game is strong. It's Switch Sports Bowling today. How does the bowling game feel?
Man, I feel pretty good. I'm locked in, ready to go, and me and Will are going to have a good matchup today. So
There you have it. Be ready for a good matchup today. He's locked in and ready to go. Now it's time to meet contestant number 2. Will, the lights are on. We're gearing up to start Switch Sports Bowling later in this episode. How are you feeling today under the lights on TV?
I'm feeling pretty good, and I'm feeling that we're going to have a good game.
Well, there you have it. Be ready for a good one today. And remember, in Thriving Through Sports, the game show, it will be a bracket format. It's time to take a look at that bracket. As you saw, today's episode will be Gabe versus Will. Next time, it will be Rachel versus Kiernan. Following that bracket format, it means that no matter the outcome, each contestant will appear again on our show. So Gabe, as we get set for the beginning of the show, how are the nerves feeling? Are the nerves going at all today?
not really. I'm pretty locked in, and got some good warm-ups in today, and let's get after it, man.
Gabe is locked in and ready to go. Will, as we're set to bowl today, Switch Sports Bowling. Do you have any experience with Switch Sports Bowling?
Well, in a way, it kind of feels like you're playing on Wii when you were playing Wii Sports Bowling. So I kind of have experience with doing that for years.
He's set with years of experience of Wii Sports Bowling. So with that, we will take a quick break. Stay tuned. When we come back, we'll learn a little bit more about the Thrive program. Then it will be time for the main event. Thriving Through Sports, the game show returns right after this.
Big experiences. That's what you want when looking for the right college. And that's why 97% of UCM undergraduates launch their careers or begin grad school within 6 months of graduation, with opportunities to innovate, network, develop your passions, discover something new. Find success with one-on-one mentoring from expert faculty who care about your future. Small classes, big experiences. That's the University of Central Missouri. Apply now at ucmo.edu.
Get the good times rolling at the Union Bowling Center, open 7 days a week with parking across the street at the corner of Clark and Holden. With entertaining party packages and bowling leagues, you're sure to have a great time at the UCM Union Bowling Center. Reduced rates for UCM students and employees with a valid ID. Enjoy great bowling and a friendly staff at the UCM Union Bowling Center. Like and follow us on Facebook for specials and updates.
At the University of Central Missouri, the Thrive program expands opportunities for students with disabilities so they can live a more independent life. Thrive is a 2-year program where students work on improving their academic abilities and peer interactions while learning computer and job skills. We were lucky enough to sit down with Deborah Southard, a Thrive instructional liaison, to learn more about the Thrive program. Let's take a look.
It's a program for students with intellectual disabilities to help improve them and achieve their goals. You know, I think we're doing it every day, you know, helping the students know that they can be more independent than maybe what even their parents thought they could. They love it. I mean, they go on. Sometimes they contact us to let us know what they're doing. You know, they're getting their driver's license and they've moved out and got an apartment and a roommate, and they're working at a hospital. They're working at grocery stores, or like I say, they're still here on campus and they stop by here and visit with us. We had a student that came and he called his mom like the first month crying, "I can't do this, I can't do this." So he would never told us this, but his mom told us this. And she said, "Oh yeah, you can. You know, we believe in you." Well, by the end of the program, he had taken enough classes for college credit to be considered almost a sophomore. So, and he went on and is working in Kansas to be an advocate for students with special needs. It is so awesome. It is so awesome. Probably I enjoy it maybe more than some because I think back to when I was in high school, the last one picked for a team. They don't do that now, but they did then. And now, you know, all the kids can play, and sometimes kids that's never played a sport can play, and everybody's just having fun. Everybody's high-fiving everybody. Sometimes the other team will high-five our kids when they run, when they slide through the base at softball. So some of the teams, you know, they'll be a little lenient on our kids and, you know, hold the ball a little longer for them to get around the base, but some don't, and that's good too. So it's just a lot of fun to see them play.
Now the time that everyone has been waiting for is here. It's time for some bowling on Switch Sports. So Gabe, are you ready?
Yes, sir. Let's dominate, man.
Dominate. Dominate is the word that Gabe is going to use today. Will, how do you feel about that? Are you ready? And what do you think about Gabe saying he's ready to dominate?
I'm ready to, and I'm locked in.
Will is locked in. So go ahead, hit that start button, Will, and we're ready to start some Switch Sports bowling today. Will be going first. He'll be the first one to go in every frame. Gabe will be going second. Our very first throw of Thriving Through Sports, the game show, tails off a little bit, misses the head pin. We'll see if Will can recover from the first 6 pins and pick up this spare. And it looks good, and he gets it. Will picking up the spare after a first throw of 6 with the 4 pins there as we look at it right now, picking up the spare. How big was that one? How did that one feel?
Man, it felt pretty good, and I'm ready for the next few games.
He is ready today. Gabe is up with his first. He has a chance to take the lead here in a way with the strike because it would include the next 2 throws. And it looks good. And he gets a few. That's 7 pins that he gets there. An opportunity for a spare as well, Gabe. See if he can pick it up. Technically a split, the 2, 7, and 8. It would have to be a split conversion from Gabe. And it's oh so close, but cannot quite pick up the split. Gabe, it's unfortunate to have to start out with a split, but you did your best. What was the mindset there?
I think just getting a strike there, didn't quite turn out the way I wanted it to, but that's okay.
Bowling has 10 frames for a reason. Let's see it, Will, here in the second. Will has got it. He's aimed, and he fires. And that's going to be 9. I wasn't sure. if the pin behind was there, but strands 1 pin, Will. Let's see if you can pick up the 4. And it looks good from Will. Oh, it tried to tail off there at the last minute, but he got it. Will, you saw the ball start tailing off to the right. Was there ever a sense of doubt, or was it never a doubt in that moment?
There was a little bit of doubt, but then it hit in the end.
It all worked out. Back-to-back spares to start this one, while Gabe started off with an open frame, but Gabe trying to recover here in the second. The first one in the second does get the head pin, but he's going to strand 2, gets 8 pins. He's going to leave, what is that? That's going to be the 3 and the 9 that Gabe has to pick up. These are tougher when they look, when the pins are right behind each other. Can he get it? He gets 1. He gets 1. Again, another 9-pin frame for Gabe. Gabe might have to have a little bounce back going on here, going into the 3rd and then the 4th. So how do you bounce back from the first 2 open frames? I know not how you wanted to start it. How do you bounce back from that?
Yeah, I think, like you said, the first 2 were tough, but like I said, just lock in and just move on to the next one. So.
All right, we'll see how well Gabe moves on after the first 2 open frames. I don't have a doubt in my mind that Gabe will bounce back without a hitch. Will, let's see it in the 3rd. Oh, so close, Will. I thought you had a strike there, but 1 pin is going to be stranded. That is the 4 pin. See if you can pick it up again. This is back-to-back times where Will has had to pick up the 4 pin. And this time it tails off just a little bit too much. Looked the exact same as the last frame, but this time it just tailed off a tiny bit more than last time, leaving the door open a little bit for Gabe. Will, your first open frame, but you've had a great performance thus far. How do you feel through these first 3 frames?
I'm feeling pretty good. There's room for a little bit of improvement over the next few frames.
Well, I have no doubt, Will, that you will see that improvement as we carry on throughout the day. Gabe, let's see your response here in the 3rd. A big opportunity for Gabe. See if he can close up his first frame. Misses the head pin, but they're all right there for a chance for a spare after getting 6 to start. Will has picked up a 4-pin spare earlier in this one. Let's see if Gabe can do the same. The 1, 3, 6, and 9. Does Gabe have it? No, it just kind of hooks out of there a little bit with the right hand. Couldn't get quite one of them. Gabe, what is the mindset here to bounce back? What is your mentality in this moment?
I just say stay more patient and, not try to do too much, but, yeah.
Staying patient will be key, having to line up those throws to ensure that we can close up some frames from Gabe's point of view. Will is ready for the 4th. See if he can bounce back after his first open frame. And that one looks good. And it's our first strike of the day from Will. Will, how does it feel to be the first one to get a strike?
Feels pretty good, and I hope to get more throughout this whole game.
Will making some adjustments early. All 10 of those hit the deck. Our first strike. Gabe is going to have to respond. Does he respond? He does get the head pin, but he can't quite get them all to go down. 8 pins for Gabe. See if he can close up his first frame here in the 4th. And does he have it? Yes, he does! Gabe closes up the frame with the spare. How does it feel to get back on track?
Yeah, I mean, it feels pretty good. Get some momentum back in, and so let's see what happens from here on out. So,
some momentum for Gabe as we watch that spare conversion. Yet again, that was a big one. Our score right now, 57 for Will, 34 for Gabe. But again, the strike will include the next 2 balls here going into the 5th. The spare will include the next one. But we are going to have to take a break. Unfortunately, Gabe, that might kill some of your momentum, but we'll see how it works through this 1-minute ad break. This is Thriving Through Sports, the game show. We'll be right back.
WK has been serving Central Missouri for over 100 years, a family atmosphere driven by 4 generations of ownership. Whether you're in the market for a car, truck, or SUV, our friendly and knowledgeable sales staff is here to assist with your next vehicle purchase. Or if your current vehicle needs maintenance, our award-winning service department with master certified technicians will work on any make or model. We want you to join the WK family and see why it's a great day at WK. Visit WKFamily.com or come see us in Sedalia and Boonville.
Welcome back to Thriving Through Sports, the game show. We're set for frame number 5, coming off a 4th frame that was the best for both of our contestants today. Will, the first strike of the day. Gabe, his first closed frame. So we're ready to start the 5th frame. Will, if you would do the honors of kicking us off out of that first ad break. Trying to build on that momentum of a strike. Will being very patient, lining that one up. Does it pay off? Almost. He's going to strand just 1 pin. That's the 7 there on the left corner. See if he can pick up the spare. Does he have it? It's tailing off a little bit. Not quite there from Will. Will in the 5th frame there had 9 pins, a good start to it. Couldn't quite pick up the spare, but it's okay. 75 pins thus far to your name through about halfway through the 5th frame. I know you could get an extra in the 10th, but that's where we're at. How are you feeling about halfway through this contest?
I'm still feeling pretty good. I'm still a little iffy about the whole last frame that I had, but I'm sure I can get back up.
And that's the mentality right there. He has no doubt that he can crawl back from that 5th frame. So Gabe, let's see if you can respond. You had a closed frame, so this next ball counts back into the 4th as well into the 5th. See if you can take full advantage. And it's gonna be a split. Gabe, your 2nd split of the day. And this one is tough. 4, 6, 7, 10. Seems almost impossible here, but let's see what Gabe can do. He throws that one right down the middle, which is okay, Gabe. You're getting the hang of it for a strike maybe next time. So that was still a good throw right down the middle. 75-46 is our official score right now. There's no balls that will be added back to any frames at this point because they were both open. How are you feeling down 75-46? How do you crawl back?
I would just say just try to make an adjustment down the stretch. Not, like I said, not trying to do too much and try to knock down a strike when I get the shot. So
we'll have to see how frames 6 through 10 go today. Will is ready for frame number 6. A good throw from Will. That 7-pin wanted to go. It rattles around a little bit. Wobbles, but it stays up. 9 pins, the same situation as last time. Will is going to change his approach after leaving the last one open. We love to see adjustments on Thriving Through Sports, the game show. Will it pay off? Yes, it does! Will, talk me through that adjustment. Last time you tried to go like kind of head on the pin as you went to the left side there. You went over and threw it across. What went through your mind to make that change?
Well, I figured if I were to do that again, the same outcome would appear, so I figured might as well try my approach differently.
And that's wonderful. Will thinking on his feet to close up the 6th frame. Another adjustment made from Will. And now Gabe, you're up to respond in the 6th. Gabe gets the head pin. He's going to get 8. So oh no, it's 7. There was a pin stranded behind there that I could not quite see from my vantage point. 7 pins for Gabe. Technically another split. His 3rd. 2, 7, and 8 pins. Stand up. See if Gabe can get his first split conversion. Taking his time, as he said he would. This was the change that Gabe thought he needed to implement. And he gets it! A split conversion, Gabe. How did you work through that one?
Yeah, so glad to get back on track and yeah, let's try try to finish strong here and see what happens. So.
That patience that we saw from Gabe, he said it was going to be key, and he followed through in the 6th frame. Will set for the 7th. Trying to get momentum back on that 6th frame spare. And he gets a strike. I'm going to do something a little different than I have. I'm going to ask Gabe about this one. Gabe, you see Will knock down all 10, get that strike. What goes through your mind?
Yeah, I mean, I got to give credit to what creditors do, man. Like, he did whatever he needed to do to get that strike, and give props to him, man. Well done.
The mark of a true competitor, giving credit to his opponent where it is due. That's what Gabe does today. We'll see how he responds here in the 7th. And that one looks good, and he gets 8. Spare situation if he can pick up those 2 pins. As it stands, the 4 and the 7. Trying to close up 2 frames in a row. Gabe going more of the Will strategy. Going to rotate a little bit, throw across the lane. Does it work out for him? Yes, it does. Will, I'm going to ask you about this one. How does it feel to see Gabe adapt a little bit of your strategy there?
I'm feeling that he's actually learning from me to get better.
And what does that say about you as a competitor if Gabe is learning from you? Are you setting the standard today?
I think so.
And I'm going to ask Gabe to respond to this a little bit. So, Will is setting the standard. Is that how you feel, or do you feel that you are adapting and you are doing this on your own?
I feel like I'm just adapting and doing it my strategy. So,
a little crosshairs here today between our 2 competitors. We'll see how this carries on through our last 3 frames as we're set for the 8th. Looking for back-to-back strikes. Couldn't quite get it. 8 pins, the 6 and the 10. Stand tall. Will back to his strategy of throwing across the lane. It has worked out for him, and it's worked out for Gabe. And he gets it. He picks up the spare. Back-to-back closed frames from Will there. How does it feel to have a few consecutive closed frames?
Yeah, it feels pretty good, and I'm sure I'll get a lot more in the next few frames.
And I should correct myself. 3 in a row, closed frames. 3 in a row, not back-to-back. Will, pretty impressive today on Thriving Through Sports, the game show. Gabe's time to respond. Another split. Another one. I believe that's number 4 for Gabe through 8 frames. Half of his frames have been splits, and I think this split might be impossible. You bowling people out there can really correct me, but the 7 and the 10, I'm sure there is a way, and Gabe's going to have to find it here. He's going to pick up the 10. He's going to get 1, leave an open frame, but that storyline of 4 through the first 8 frames being splits for you, how has that felt? Do you think that's just tough luck for you today?
Yeah, definitely just tough luck and just bad breaks, I guess. So, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes bad breaks is all that happens in a show. Right now, it's Will with 125 pins, Gabe with 91. Again, Will's next ball in the 9th will count back to the 8th. But as the 8th frame has come to a close, we have to take a little break to pay some of our bills. We'll be right back on Thriving Through Sports, the game show.
I have been in pretty good health most of my life, but about 10 years ago realized that my knees were really bothering me. But this last year, it had gotten to the point where I could no longer do what I like to do. So I started asking my retired teacher friends who'd had knee replacements about their surgeons, and 3 or 4 of them, just hands down, recommended Dr. Rupp.
Through x-rays and examination, we diagnosed her with osteoarthritis of the knee, and it was very severe to the point where surgery was really her best option.
I have had no pain in my surgical knee from probably 4 weeks on. It has definitely impacted my life. I'm more mobile, I have more energy. Within an hour or two of coming out of after surgery, I had decided I'm having the second one done as soon as I can. I'm Susan Sipe, and WMMC is my partner for orthopedic surgery.
Welcome back to Thriving Through Sports, the game show. We're set for our final 2 frames, and the storyline has turned into Gabe having 4 splits in this one, 3 splits in his last 4 frames. We'll see how he can bounce back from that. But first, it's Will in the 9th. Some adjustments, that patience from Will. It's going to be Will's split. 8 pins. Strands the 6 and the 7. See if he can pick this one up in the 9th. So he's going to throw across to the 7, it appears. And he is going to knock down that 7 pin. An open frame there, but you did what you could with the splits. I think there have been more splits in this bowling game than I've seen in my life. How do you feel about that?
I'm feeling a little worried about my game, but I'm sure I can still catch up and get wins.
Well, there you go. Will has 1 frame remaining. It's Gabe in the 9th, 142 to 91 as it stands. Let's see if Gabe can make a crazy comeback. He needs this one to be good. And he gets 7. Gabe has picked up this exact split earlier, his 5th split, the 2, 7, and 8. See if he can convert it. Oh, it's oh so close, but it's going to strand the 7. Gabe, I know I've talked about this a lot. I just keep harping on this. 5 splits through 9 frames. How do you consider that? At one point, it feels like it's not even your fault. It's just the luck of the draw sometimes. How do you work through that?
You know, it definitely leaves you a bad taste in your mouth, but you just learn to cope with it, control what you can control. So,
well, as we head to the 10th, it's okay because no matter the outcome today, both of these contestants will be back on another episode of Thriving Through Sports, the game show. But we're set for our 10th and final frame. Let's see it, Will. 142 to 100. And Will gets 5. Leaves a section out there to the left. If he can pick up the spare, he will get 1 more throw. It's the 2, 4, 5, 7, and 8. Throwing it across the lane. And it looks good. Oh, and the 7 is going to stay stranded out there in the left corner. So, Will, that was your final throw. Left the 10th open, but a final score of 151. How do you feel about that score?
I'm feeling pretty good, and I'm good with whatever score I've got. So let's do this and let's finish strong.
Well, there you have it. Will, thankful for whatever score he gets, 151. Very, very good today. Gabe, let's finish it off here in the 10th frame. Gabe taking his time. It's that patience. This one looks good. A strike for Gabe Gray. Gabe, it's been a tough one for you today, but a strike there in the 10th. How does that one feel?
Man, it feels so good to finally have the ball bounce my way, man. I've been waiting all day for that, but that one felt good. So.
And that right there is how you bounce back from adversity, and Gabe does it well. Gabe, let's see throw number 2 here in the 10th. That one looks good as well. Oh, no. Not again. 7 and 10. Well, the hardest split in the book. Let's see what Gabe can do to end this one off. And the ball is going to go in the gutter for the first time today. Gabe, I know that has to be a frustrating way to end the day, especially with that split. In a way, it seems fitting because of how this game has gone. I'm not saying that's fair to you or not, but how do you feel to wrap this one up? Final score of 118.
You know, I feel like I gave everything I had. The cards just didn't fall my way today. So, but felt good about the effort I put in. So, yeah.
Well, that's okay because no matter what, Gabe will be back. Will be back. Your final score, Will 151, Gabe 118. Will takes it today, and that does it for today's bowling matchup. We'll step aside and be back with some post-game reactions after these messages on Thriving Through Sports, the game show.
At Collision Leaders, we put our customers first. We advocate for you at every step of the process because getting you back on the road safely is our top priority. We'll do the heavy lifting, we'll take care of you, now with more locations to serve you better. And with Collision Leaders certified technicians, you can have peace of mind knowing your family's safety is our top priority. Collision Leaders, the official collision center of UCM Athletics. Visit us at collisionleaders.com.
At Inside Eye Care, our expert optometrist and experienced staff will take time to answer all your questions and provide the highest quality eye health treatments available. Our doctors take great pride in offering every patient the absolute best in vision care, from fitting those eyeglasses and contact lenses, from diagnosing eye diseases to recommending LASIK or other eye surgery procedures. Our philosophy is professional care your eyes deserve. Inside Eye Care serves all your family's eye care needs under one roof. Inside Eye Care.
Welcome back to Thriving Through Sports, the game show. The score has gone final here today. Will 151, Gabe 118. Will, I want to start over here with you. You had plenty of strikes today. How do you feel about today's performance, especially in episode number 1?
I'm feeling pretty good, and I'm glad that I got some good plays in, as well as some great strategies I've thrown in there to help get the score I got.
Some great strategies from Will, even great enough that Will believes that Gabe implemented some of them today. Gabe, looking at your final score, 118. I know not the way you wanted it to go today, but you will be back in episode 3. Looking towards that episode 3, is there any preparation that goes in, now that you've seen how it all works out, to try to come out on top in that 3rd episode?
I would say probably just to watch film and study and, just come out with some new adjustments, and we'll see what happens from there. So,
a big film guy is what Gabe is going to be to try to prepare for episode number 3. So there you have it. Gabe will be in episode number 3. Will be in episode number 4, as Will won it today by the final of 151 to 118. And that will do it for us today here on Thriving Through Sports, the game show. A big thank you to Gabe, Will, and the entire fantastic Thrive program for joining us today. For our entire crew, I'm Brad Haydank, saying thank you for joining us today on Thriving Through Sports, the game show. We'll see you next time.
This is our stomping ground,
where we lead, innovate, and transform.
Where we invest in a future that invests in us.
When things get hard, we go harder.
When others back down, we take charge.
We are driven, devoted difference makers.
We know what it means to stand out from the rest of the pack.
We don't just put in the work, we're made for it.
We are Mules and Jennies.
Welcome to our stomping ground.